Hey listeners, you're listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. Grab some tea, a midnight snack, and cuddle up in bed as we dive deep into today's most popular fantasies, sci-fi, and mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Lily.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Christy.
This season we'll be discussing the cultural phenomenon that influenced the entertainment industry for generations with its cult following. That's right, hold on tight, spider monkeys, we're headed to Forks.
When you can live forever, what do you live for? This podcast. You live for this podcast. Also, maybe the vampire who takes a shine to an innocent girl. Welcome to Sparkle High. Let's go.
In this episode, we'll be discussing Eclipse chapters 22 through the epilogue, where we finally get the infamous tent scene in which Jacob's true colors really reveal themselves. And let me tell you, there's red flags all around. Why are you laughing?
Because I'm sorry. The tent scene. Anyways, before we get into it, this is your warning for major spoilers ahead. This includes potentially all Twilight materials, including the movies, interviews, and companion books. We're also avid fans of the Moss universe and might accidentally let spoilers slip for other popular romantasy book series as well. Sorry in advance. Like the other seasons, this podcast is rated R, so be warned.
Also, a friendly reminder to please like, subscribe, and follow. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also join our growing community on Patreon for bonus content and more.
Okay, we have to leave that in because that's killing me. The tent scene.
I love that he revealed his true colors, and that color is red.
Yes. Which I was thinking as I was reading it, I was like, well, did he not reveal his true colors when he forcibly kissed her? Maybe so, but even still, this scene really drives it home, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Also, for any listeners, I am sick again. Yes. A whole month later. So, you guys are going to have to listen to my sad, pathetic, sick voice for another episode.
The trials of being chronically ill.
Honestly. All right, so we left off last week with Jacob and Edward kind of coming to somewhat of a truce. And Jacob and his pack have agreed to help the Cullens in their endeavor against this newborn army that's been coming together in Seattle. And they make an agreement on their plan, how they're going to run everything. And we left off with Jacob carrying Bella all the way up to the Rocky Mountains and into the the middle of nowhere, it feels like. Which, I do have to say, this scene is pretty accurate to the movie, I feel. But everything else in the movie feels better in some ways about this book because there is no action at all in this book.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we get the fight scene between Edward and Victoria, but literally it's just Bella going, I have to help.
Yeah, I guess there is that scene, but it doesn't feel like
It doesn't feel like anything.
It's not satisfying.
No.
Although I called this scene the iconic I'm hotter than you scene because, yes, the movie did do it better.
It's true. The movie does it so much better, I have to say. And I feel like that's sad.
I don't remember that movie at all.
Oh my god. Ugh.
I saw
You've gotta
it, but
watch
I don't remember it.
You've got to rewatch it, Christy. Okay, obviously there's a lot of problems with this whole section.
A lot.
Listen. When I first read this was the hottest thing I'd ever read in my life, okay? When I first read this, I don't know, I was like, what? I was really young. I was in middle school. This was like a dream. I was like, not only is he laying with her, he doesn't have his shirt on, and they're both essentially fighting over her while she's half asleep. I was like, that's literally a dream, right? Obviously, as an adult, I do not still feel that way. But the first time I read it, I was like, this was scandalous. Like, it was just everything I could ever ask for. And I was a Jacob girly, so it, like, even better.
I'm trying to decide if I had read Cassandra Clare before I read Twilight. Because if not, then this probably was the most scandalous scene that I had read so far. At that point.
Yeah, this was my intro to like, oh, sex can be in books? Or the hint of sex can be in books? Like, what?
It felt like juvenile.
I mean, it is.
It is.
It is.
Absolutely.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm like right there with the juvenile jokes.
But
yeah.
Also at the time, I was reading Harry Potter and Hunger Games, so there wasn't much of anything going on there.
Yeah, I mean, same. Obviously, I loved those as well, but Twilight was doing something I had not seen before. I was like, wow, this is crazy. I can't believe I'm reading this right now. And I don't know, at that age, I really identified with Bella. I don't think I do anymore, but at that age, she made a lot of sense to me. and reading this was like, hell yeah. I feel like I'm not the only one who's experienced that either. So if readers, listeners, I would love to hear from you if you felt the same way when the first time you read it. I mean, obviously reading it as an adult is different, but
yeah.
So they get up to this tent in this frigid, icy weather. It's snowy.
Ugh.
Bella's literally dying to death, like dying slowly.
Dying to death?
Yeah, dying to death.
Yes. Dying of the cold.
She's dying slowly. A
Teeth
frostbite.
chattering. Yeah. And can we just talk about how dumb it is that Edward is cold and he can't warm her up, and he brought her up here with no legit camping gear, no nothing?
Yeah, and as rich as they are, I know they have a bigger tent. That they didn't need to buy some tiny little tent for just the three of them or whatever. They could have had something that, they could have built a fire. And since Edward doesn't sleep, he could have made sure that the fire didn't burn the whole place down or something.
Or they're super fast. They get a super fast built a cabin. Right?
Honestly, that's a genius idea.
Yeah.
At the rate that he moves, why are they not geniuses at building?
For real.
Because Edward would never. He would hire someone else to do it.
I don't understand why they're in this woods. Now that I think about it, why they couldn't just stay at the Cullens' house?
Because they're supposed to be
a hotel that has tons of other people's smells.
They also,
now that is smart, Christy.
Yeah. They also laid this trail to where they want to go. They want the vampires to go. So then, use Jacob to take her back to the Cullens' house. Or to a hotel to hide in other people's scents.
Yeah, honestly, brilliant. I think the whole setup for this scene is stupid because it's only a setup so that we can have that conversation between Jacob and Edward.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That whole thing just really pissed me off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that don't make sense in the books that are not well thought out, that are just there to serve one purpose, but then they quickly contradict something else. But like with his hair length, why do you think my hair is longer? Because my hair is longer in the thing. Are you fucking kidding me? So if he cut it, is it still long? Does it just work on that one DNA that it's long at the beginning, so it's long? At the next time, is he going to be like buzz cut short?
I thought of that as well.
Could you imagine if I was a werewolf?
Oh my God, Brittany, you would look like one of those dogs with the long hair.
Does that work for Leah?
I think in the movie she had short hair.
That's right.
And we know how Myers feels about short hair on girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I won't cut my hair shorter than probably half past my back, halfway down my back, because it just doesn't feel right to be short. God, imagine having to run around with...
You would be one of those dogs that looks like a mop, or like a Shih Tzu with his hair all the way down to the fucking floor,
with his little fanny pack attached to his tushy.
A redheaded Shih Tzu the size of a bear running through the fucking
What
woods.
if he had a little bow in his hair. And that's what attacked you and killed you.
Can you imagine? I'm sorry, this is the funniest image. Oh my god. I was like, does all the anatomy work like that? So are you telling me if he's got, you know, if he's packing, does that mean he's also packing as a wolf? Does that mean he has big feet as a wolf? Like, what is that? What? That makes no sense. Well, why do you think
I'm pretty sure
my hair is longer?
Let me just say, okay, so going back to the anatomy of him packing.
Yeah? Listen,
Are we talking about packing in the ass cheeks, or are we talking about packing in the front?
Packing in the
I just want to
front.
make sure. Packing, okay, go ahead.
Brittany was like miming hand gestures when she said packing. Since we're talking about packing.
I'm sorry.
Brittany?
I can't even get the question out. Just,
Oh my god.
I wonder, let's say he was large for a guy.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is he the same, like, proportional large for the dog?
That's what I was asking. That's what I was saying. I was like, if he's packing, then is he also packing as a wolf? Because that'd be kind of crazy.
And who's
For him to stand up and be like, howdy.
Oh my god.
who's measuring what's
Okay,
packing
so
for
now
a
we're
wolf?
packing down below, and we've got the bow in the hair.
Wait, no, not me.
We're not talking about Brittany.
Just the men. Just the men.
Where do we go?
All right. Okay,
But yeah,
okay.
no. Just yeah. And what about the tail? Does the tail, what does it get measured against?
That's great. Great question. Great question.
It's very fluffy, though, for him, isn't it? Very long-haired and, like, wavy.
Yeah, because he's got long hair.
Yeah, so it'd be like,
He's a
Waggy.
Roxy.
He looks like Roxy,
yeah.
a little Pomeranian running around in the woods.
Yes.
Little fluff
All right.
ball.
But anyways, so Bella's literally freezing her tits off, and Edward is like, "I can't warm you up," meh. Like he's like so sad about it, feeling bad for himself and for Bella, right?
He's not just sad. He is pouting. He
Yes.
is fucking pouting, brooding. Except for
Definitely.
he doesn't get the dark vampire brood thing.
Agreed.
No.
So he's like, so Jacob comes in because he hears them talking about it, of course, because he can't mind his own business. And he decides that he's gonna get in the sleeping bag with Bella as what do they call him? A space heater?
Yeah. He's like, go fetch a space heater.
He comes in basically naked and she's like, "Oh my god, you're gonna freeze." And he's like, "Bella, shut the fuck up."
Oh my god. She's sitting there saying like, I feel so sorry for the wolf outside who has to be out in the cold. And I'm like, when will Bella freaking learn to step into somebody else's perspective? She cannot get over the fact that Alice is tiny and fragile and forgets the fact that she's a vampire. So she literally is just like, but she looks tiny and fragile, so that means she must be tiny and fragile. And Jacob is naked outside, so that must mean that he's cold. And they're literally like, no, we're fine. And she's just like, no, in my mind, this is the way you are, so this is how you'll be.
Yeah.
I'm going to give her a little bit of grace on that because make no mistake, if I was in the middle of a snowstorm, I would be like, Mr. Polar Bear, do you want to come inside? I bet you're chilly.
And that's how we lose Christy.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my god. He unfortunately makes a lot of somewhat skeevy comments about warming her up.
Yes.
You'd warm up if you took your
Mhm.
clothes off. Or like, your lips are still blue. Want me to warm those up for you too?
So inappropriate.
You only have to ask.
She has made her
Mhm.
preferences known at this point.
Yes.
Mhm.
You are my
She's
friend.
been clear. She's been clear.
And while it didn't start out great, we're clear now. And
Right.
he's still pushing. Still
Yeah.
pushing. And still making uncomfortable comments. Those are
And
the
he
types of
knows-
comments that you cannot just continue to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he knows how she feels because the conversation that happens between him and Edward is very clear that Bella has chosen Edward.
Yeah.
There's no mistake being made there.
Jacob does say, well, she could change her mind.
Yeah, but this is the part that frustrated me with this conversation is that not only is he doing that, but he's doing it at a time that Bella's life is in danger and she needs that from him. And he is making it to where she's wanting to say, never mind, I'll just make it on my own.
Yeah.
And put herself in danger because he won't shut the hell up.
Right.
Agreed. Literally, she cannot get away from him without pretty much dying. And he's going to sit there and not only make comments, but and I get that you can't always control your fantasies, but Edward made it sound like he wasn't even trying.
Yeah.
Having sexual fantasies.
Yeah.
Right there. Inappropriate.
Here's the thing. I can't fault Jacob for his thoughts wandering. Like, that's not something I don't think is necessarily, you know what I mean?
I think it's not that I fault him for having wandering thoughts. It's that I fault him for not even trying to control them. He blatantly says that, oh, you don't like them? Just stop listening. I'm not going to try.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try.
But I will say, if I had someone who I hated that was constantly listening to my thoughts and that pissed them off, I would do that. I'm just saying, in this instance, for the thoughts thing, I don't really blame him. If your mind is wandering, your mind is wandering. But it's how he acts upon those thoughts. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I kind of hold people to that standard. Okay, if whatever you're thinking inside your head is your fucking business, but when you bring it to the real world is where we have a problem, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the same with Jacob. He could have the biggest fucking crush on Bella like he did in the first and second books and not be this.
Yeah. He doesn't need to be pushy.
Exactly. And I think that him saying to Edward, she's in love with me too, but she doesn't know it. I feel like that should not be how it works. I hate that at the end of this section, she kind of relents on that because it's like, if you have decided that that's not how you feel, you can't just allow him to, I don't know. I felt like he was gaslighting / convincing her that she felt that way.
And this is actually why I despise Friends to Lovers. Is if I could point out a scene as to why, it's this and the next kiss scene. But he not only says that, but he admits to purposefully manipulating her. I gotta use whatever I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wants you to be happy because she loves you, because you can love somebody without being in love with them.
Yeah.
Right?
She loves you. She wants you to be happy. And you're literally using that against her to manipulate her into trying to choose you.
Yeah.
And I dislike Edward a lot. But
this scene,
I gotta give him credit.
Yep. This scene's a good one. I gotta admit it. This makes Edward, and you know what's shitty? Is I don't want to like him. But this scene really does make me like him in the way that people want me to see him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it actually shows that he has matured somewhat, and he's actually showing that he's in love with her and not just wanting to control her.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I'd rather her be happy.
Exactly. I think that there were some things that bothered me. I think the first thing was that he insinuated that Jacob was simpler. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He literally calls him simple.
I can think of many more things at one time than you can.
Yeah.
The way that I looked at that was like, one of the vampire powers or whatever is that they have expanded minds and they can think of, they're like ADHD on steroids. kind of thing. An ADHD person can think of many more things than a neurotypical person can.
Yeah, I'm going to say no for Edward because he can't even make one good fucking decision with one lone thought versus having multiple thoughts at one time. So I'm going to call him out on that and say
he is having multiple thoughts. He is having multiple thoughts because he's listening to Seth's thoughts, Jacob's thoughts, and through Seth, all of the wolves' thoughts, and also
for me, it's not a fact of
everything.
For me, it's not a fact of whether he's actually doing more mental work. He is doing more at one time than Jacob because he has to listen to people's thoughts. For me, it's the fact that he calls them simple. It's just an unnecessary thing with the other ways that he's referred to Jacob.
I don't see. That's the thing. I didn't interpret it as him calling him simple. It's just a fact of my brain processes a lot of things at once. And I think of this tangent and this tangent and this tangent at the same time because that's how my brain works. Whereas your brain only thinks of one thing at a time. That's how I read it.
I took it as derogatory as well. Like just the way that he phrased it, I felt like he was like, well, you're just stupid.
Yeah. He's just very condescending to Jacob, I think.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah. There were a couple of moments where this didn't bother me, but I did want to bring this up. I kind of love the part where Jacob calls Edward out and he's like, I knew you were just as jealous as I am. And Edward's like, duh.
Oh, yeah.
And it flashed me back to us discussing Edward being jealous and how he was like so adamant that he wasn't and like he was trying to play it cool. And I just had that flashback moment where I was like, see, you know what I mean? There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One thing that bothered me that they talked about, he mentioned something about the third wife, that Bella wants to be the third wife and do what little she can. He does know that that's as she puts it. But I felt like that was just kind of because didn't the third wife fix everything?
She allowed them to win the fight.
Yeah.
Right.
But
that's why they call it her sacrifice.
Right.
Bella and the fixation on the third wife is just oog. But we'll talk about that later.
I definitely agree that her fixation on the third wife is problematic. But I also agree that you pointed that out, Christy. I don't think I caught that. Like, saying it that way is very, like, again, it's kind of condescending.
Mm-hmm.
So Bella, when she is falling asleep, she also says, ooh, Jacob, you're my replacement son. And I was like, okay, this is also problematic.
Yeah.
He is not your replacement anything.
S-U-N or S-O-N? Because technically, he is her son.
Oh my God.
Ew.
Just saying.
Ew.
But yeah, no, her warmth. She was referring to him as her replacement warmth.
How are you going to explain that to your kid? That you were in the sack, almost naked, with their husband.
And talking to him like he's, something super important to you.
And we shared
intimately.
2 kisses.
Right? Yeah. And he kissed me.
Twice.
Yeah.
He assaulted me twice.
I think another thing that Edward does in this section that I kind of loved is he kind of says, Jacob, if you were not my natural enemy and trying to steal my girl, you'd be all right. Like, we might be kind of acquaintances at least if you were not actively trying to steal love of my life and also my natural enemy.
And Jacob's like, yeah, I wouldn't like you.
I don't know about that. Yeah. Which I do have to say, kudos to Jacob for just being real about it. I feel like on one hand, Edward saying that is like him reaching across the aisle and being like, we can have this truce for this moment. But at the same time, I also feel like he doesn't quite mean that. And so it's like, don't say it if you don't mean it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, plus it's a little bit easier to be gracious when you're the one that's won.
Right.
Yeah. The other thing that I've just remembered that got on my nerves about this is the way that they were talking about Bella with her in the room as if she wasn't there. And, Edward can tell when she's asleep or not. And one thing Jacob said was, have you considered that I might be better for her? And I was like, Okay, why is it for Edward to consider that? Because it is Bella's choice.
Yes.
It is Bella's choice. Why are you telling the other man he needs to back off? Because it is Bella's choice. You are both offering things. She gets to choose.
I agree.
And I agree. Was like, Jacob, you are not in charge here. You, as far as this relationship goes, again, you are offering, and Bella's the person who gets to decide.
Yeah.
I mean, he can decide to back off and not be in a relationship with Bella, and that would be his choice. But yeah, it's just the way that they talk about her, like they have the say in who she ends up with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, it made me so frustrating. It was so childish. So guyish.
So they decide to come to a truce until morning. At this point, Seth is also stationed outside, which, can I just say, I love Seth. He's so cute.
He should have been in the tent too.
He should have been allowed in the tent.
Somebody's got to be the lookout.
Yeah, he's doing his job. He's proud to do his job too.
Also, what color is Seth?
He's like a sandy kind of color, I thought.
Like a white wolf? Like Zodiac Academy?
No, he's not a white color. No, he is...
I mean, sand can be a whitish color.
Stop. I'm trying to find it. Usually they have their description on the wiki. Wolf form. There you are. He's a sandy color. Sandy colored fur, kind of like a Mexican wolf, smaller and rangier than those of the older shapeshifters. So, and I think that's also reflective of the fact that he's younger, he's smaller, he's quicker. If you want to make this in your mind closer to Seth Capella, I understand.
No, I mean, he's a baby Seth. Seth Capella. I can't think of our Twilight Seth the way I think about Seth Capella, because Seth Capella has orgies.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, I miss him. Oh my God. If there's anything I took home from the Zodiac Academy series, is how much I loved Seth Capella. And I never thought that I would.
No, not at all. Not at all. Plus, damn, I will say, as frustrating as those books could be, it made for really good talking points.
It really did. Those were some great episodes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we'll get back to an absolute insane series after this. But anyway, so the next morning their truce is over. Bella wakes up and is trying to escape from Jacob, and he's clutched onto her. Can I just say, I do not remember the scene where Edward unzips the sleeping bag and he falls to the ground. That was great. Loved that.
If it were me being clutched like that while I'm trying to escape, I would have kicked him in the balls.
Mm-hmm. Or pull out some hair.
Get the fuck off me.
Uh-huh. Bella would never. But he kind of takes a jab. I didn't like this about Jacob, but he kind of takes a jab at Bella talking all night. But then later, Edward was like, I think he liked that you said his name at the end of it, though. And I was just like, Jacob, why'd you even have to say anything?
Jacob. Yeah, Jacob, my Jacob.
Jacob, my Jacob. Ugh.
Yeah.
And at this point, they're like full on bickering. The truce is over. I thought that the coldest line was because Jacob said something like he said, that was one of the best nights of my life, even though I didn't sleep that well or something. And Edward's like, if I had been able to take your place last night, it would not have been it would not have made the top 10 best nights of my life. Dream about that. And I was like, that's cold. That's
a good
damn.
That's a good comeback.
Edward's dropping bars. I thought that was pretty fire. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, if Jacob wasn't already so hot, I'd be like, burned.
I just thought that was really funny about what he said. And I don't like that when Bella asks Jacob to stay, he's like, give it a rest, Bella. I'm like, do you love her or not? Like,
yeah, no, not enough to give up what he wants.
Right.
Exactly. And not enough to just be polite to her or kind sometimes. Like, it's very much like he's so dismissive of her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very dismissive, which is sad because book 2 Jacob would fucking never, is how I feel about it.
Yes.
I don't think that he would do that.
Yeah. Book 2, Jacob accepted her for how she is. But now it's like he is trying to manipulate her into acting and being the way that he wants her to be.
Now that he's not getting what he wants.
I was going to say he was getting what he wanted in book 2 up to a point.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't understand is, so it is revealed to Jacob that Edward and Bella are engaged.
Right.
Why did he pitch a hissy fit over that?
Because it's more sealed in stone, I think.
She's literally changing into a vampire in order to be with him for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
But what does marriage like?
But
hold up to that.
But think about the last 12 hours he's had. He is in Delulu world. He is thinking to himself, I still have a chance. Like, there's an opportunity. She'll change her mind. Mm-hmm. She kissed me once. It wasn't what she wanted, but she kissed me. And here I am. I'm cuddling her. And, you know, there's a possibility that she'll change her mind because she hasn't turned yet.
Until she says,
think the engagement,
I do, he can have the same thoughts.
Yeah, but I think the engagement was like the
nail. Do you know
nail.
what she should have done? I feel like this was her mistake, though. If she really wanted to drive it home, she would have had a can of beans. Well, and then when they were in the sleeping bag, she could have been butt facing him, just letting out the most vicious, smelly farts. And then the next morning, his fur would smell like that. And then
Christy,
he would not want to kiss her.
Christy, what the fuck? Christy, what the fuck? I literally have no words for this one. I can't. You know, that scene would have been perfect for Zodiac Academy, but not Twilight. I don't even know what to say to that.
Because think about it. If they're in the sleeping bag and he's talking to Edward about, hey, maybe I'm better for him and stuff like that, and she just rips one.
She just lets out a just the longest fart she could possibly let out.
My bad.
We need yours. Like a. I feel like we need like a soundboard so that we can just play like a fart noise.
I'll add one in.
Oh my god.
I'm crying, Christy. Oh my god.
I'm crying. Oh my god. Christy, I thought that you were about to give us an actual answer. I thought you were about to give us some real commentary. And she said beans, and I said, hold the fuck up. Where would this podcast be without her? Right?
It would not be at 0 days without poop.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Think about them beans.
I didn't hear what you said before the beans thing, Lily. What did you say?
You think I remember? Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I said the engagement is just the final nail in the coffin or something like that.
Oh.
No, the beans would have done it. Would have run him off.
Especially with both of them having super noses.
Oh my god. You think she stinks now?
Oh my god, yeah. You think she stinks
now? What happened to all the Twilight parodies? Where did those go? Somebody do a beans scene in the tent. Beans in the tent. Okay. How do we go back to this?
Oh. Jacob pulls the most unfunny thing ever.
Yeah, so they overhear Edward and Bella start talking about the top 10 nights of their life or whatever. And Jacob overhears that they're engaged. Jacob hears that they're engaged and he gets really, really upset and he cries and runs off.
He has a temper tantrum.
He does. He gets really upset. He cries.
My
And she's
mother-in-law
like,
is
"Jacob,
getting
no."
married.
Jacob, no, come back.
Ugh.
And Edward, the sweetheart that he is, brings him back, even though he really did not have to do that.
Mm-mm.
We find out in this scene that Seth clearly does not have a good opinion of Bella based on the last 12 hours. He's definitely heard everything that just went down, including the tent scene, including the conversation between Edward and Bella, literally everything. So Bella's crying. Edward brings back Jacob.
Bella is sitting there going, why am I hurting everybody I love? Oh my God, everything is my fault. Oh my God.
Yes, it's, it was a long section to get through.
We have reenactments on this podcast.
It is the most
God.
dramatic whining I have ever read.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, first of all, the fact that she blames herself for everything, for having feelings, for, choosing Edward over Jacob and loving Edward more than Jacob. And she's like, I'm just hurting him so much. And I'm like, girl, life is life.
I do think to give Jacob a little credit, it was a little dirty of Edward to make her say those things while he was clearly still there and she didn't know it. And Edward definitely knew Jacob was right there the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Playing dirty for sure. Yeah. But Jacob would have done the same thing.
He would.
In his shoes.
I feel like what he does next is worse.
Yeah, that's playing dirty because when he comes back, he's basically like, if you want me to stay, ask me.
Yeah. And
which is something they agreed upon.
If I don't stay, I might just, I'll go remove
out
myself from the situation and make things easier for you.
I'm going to go out in like a blaze of glory. I'm going to sacrifice myself. He's going to sacrifice himself.
That's what I got to say.
Yeah, exactly. A big fuck you to Jacob.
But a show we have middle fingers being raised.
Yes. For those who are listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a fucking mess. He's like, if I just go down there, I might die. But if you ask me to stay.
This is the Jacob that I hate the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is absolutely 100% still assault. You cannot put a gun to your head or to somebody else's head and say, kiss me or I'm going to pull the trigger. And it's
coercion.
Yeah, it's not consent. It is absolutely not consent. I don't care if she gives in. It is not consent.
It doesn't matter if she gives in. It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same as explicit consent. It's not.
Yeah.
And I hate that in this scene, she says to herself, I'd been lying to myself. He was right all along. No, girl. No. The truth is, at the ripe old age of 18, you don't know what the fuck love is. And that's why you're really fucking confused.
For real.
But you want to be like the relationship with both of them. That's not love.
She doesn't, her understanding of how a relationship should work for them both is so skewed and wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about realistics here,
Yeah.
If we're talking fantasy world, then Edward is great. But if we're talking about realistic partners, things that are going to happen in real life, no, they're both crazy. And Bella doesn't actually know
anything
much about her own feelings because she hasn't been able to experience them long enough to understand.
Yeah. I mean, I was 18 when that dude proposed to me and I was like, yeah, no, I'm too young for this. And even then, I knew I didn't know enough to be accepting a proposal at 18.
Right. It's just silly.
Yeah.
And you know what else is silly? That Bella starts imagining what her life would be like if she chose Jacob in that moment, which
with kids
is kind of crazy because she doesn't even want to marry Edward.
Yeah.
But she starts thinking of having children with Jacob in this moment as she's kissing him. That kiss was that good, girl?
I mean, maybe it's little Roblox in her egg sac making.
You want to say that again?
For Mama.
I'm sorry. Did you want to repeat that?
I know. I couldn't think of the words.
That was the weirdest way you could have said.
Her egg sac, yeah, no.
A baby percolating in her womb.
Well, it's just an egg right now, okay?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. This is not a stance on birth or choice. I'm not making choices. Okay, anyways, this is not a stance on fetus, okay?
No, conception hasn't been made, so
no, it
literally.
Hasn't. It was just a joke. It was just a joke.
I think it was the Roblox in the egg sack.
Yeah, it's the fact that the Roblox in the egg
confusing.
Sack. Well, I feel like she got hatched. I do. I'm just saying.
She might as well have because they had to claw her out of that bitch.
Did they do that with Roblox? Are they hatched? I thought they were created like Sims.
They are.
Okay.
They are. I don't know why Chris or Brittany said that, but
because she reminds me of being hatched. I don't know.
She said egg sack, and so she's thinking, I guess, hatching an egg?
Chicken. I don't know. Or I did watch Jurassic World this weekend.
Oh, is that the sad one?
So dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. She could be one of those mutant dinosaurs.
Well,
there we go.
Can I just say, what the fuck?
We were talking about the family dream that she envisions with Jacob.
Admittedly, this was middle school Lily's dream. I read that and I was like, yes, that's what I want. I have since grown into a fully formed human being. I think that Bella still has a ways to go.
I never envisioned my life with a husband or with kids.
I've always wanted a more traditional life than girls who I was friends with, but I don't consider myself traditional. If traditional is getting married and having kids, then I guess, sure.
I'm not saying like I wouldn't want that. It's not something that I thought about when I was...
It's not a fantasy.
That age.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was more like, it wasn't that I thought of, ooh, I want to raise a kid. You know what I mean? It was more like, it would be so nice to have a family like that.
Yeah.
That should speak volumes about how sad I was.
I was about to say, that's understandable considering your family life.
Yeah. Yeah. If you'd notice, a lot of my feelings towards characters are really heavily guided by that. But anyway.
As I wanted to get away from my family as soon as possible.
But back to the book, not my sad life story. Bella is feeling very sorry for herself. She kisses Jacob. She likes it. She kisses him back. And then she realizes that she fucked up. And she's like, oh my God, Edward is going to be so upset with me. Oh my God. And she runs back to the tent and she's crying and the drama. And she's like, I can't face him. And Edward comes up and he's like, did you think I was going to be upset or something?
I want to know how he can pretend like he didn't know already.
Yeah.
Right?
And didn't want to punch Jacob.
I am really surprised he let Jacob do that. I understand that he's trying to give Edward, or that he's trying to give Bella the room to breathe and make her choice. I do appreciate that about Edward. It's up to her what she wants to do, and he's letting her make that decision. But I'm still surprised he didn't step in, because him telling her she can't make the decision about being a vampire under coercion or under fear, and then letting Jacob do that.
Yeah.
They don't match up, you know? Also, I think that this is a little bit telling about both the time period and also the person who wrote it. because their ideas of relationships are warped by the way that they were raised, probably.
Yeah.
And I think definitely partially the time period too. I do think that as a culture, we used to have a much worse vision of how a man was allowed to treat a woman. And while I still think it's still happening, I think people are calling it out more now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, when you look back at like a lot of the romantic comedies and stuff like that, it's, appalling on some of it. It's kind of hard to watch.
A lot of things don't hold up.
I used to love them. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all ever read the book, Their Eyes Were Watching God?
Yeah.
No.
I believe it's in that book where, like, his wife
Zora Neale Hurston,
light-skinned, so it shows bruises, and he was super proud that, like, see, my wife shows bruises.
That's also a commentary.
He gave her bruises so that
because a man has to control his woman, and if she disobeys, she has to be punished. Very much also, like Outlander, where he has to spank her.
Yeah, when he spanks her. I think that's also a commentary on other things. What's it? Colorism in the Black community.
Yeah. It's just that stuck out to me mainly. Like I've said it many times. I didn't like to read the classics, and this was assigned to me for school, and that was the one thing that stood out to me in that book was the bruises.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a rough one. But yeah, I think we used to be a lot more tolerant of treating women shittily in the broad spectrum of media and art.
Yeah.
And I think it's good that a lot of it's being called out, but you read some of this stuff, that you used to read, or you watch some of your old favorites, and they just don't hold up like you thought they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Edward says, I have to give him credit for this, for bringing back the holes. There are holes that I cannot fill.
No, you can't.
I mean, if he tried hard enough.
She was like, there are no holes. There are no holes.
If he tried hard enough, he could fill them.
He could totally fill those holes.
Could he, though? He's more like a popsicle, like long and thin. So
he just has to get creative with it,
No, because he would have space, right?
What?
You can't blow that shit up.
What?
What are we talking about? I thought we were talking about filling the holes.
We are talking about filling the hole.
What are you talking about?
His little popsicle dick. Because it's long and thin, and it's not going to fill the hole.
Did we ever... did it say it was thin?
No, that's Christie's imagination of Edward's dick.
I mean, at least she gave him long.
Yeah. That's giving him more than he needs credit for.
That's true. But yeah, no, I mean, there are no holes for him that need to be filled, according to Bella. No holes. She's got it all filled.
She does say, he's like, you don't have to be noble. You don't have to choose. I can be noble. You don't have to do it. I hated that line. She's literally like, stop it. Like, stop self-sacrificing. Fight back. And honestly, that would have been my reaction too. I would have been like, why aren't you angry? Why are you not angry at me? But I mean, he's being a sweetheart, and she's being like, stop it, But I totally would have had the same reaction that she did if I had done that.
I wouldn't be able to look him in the face.
Same.
Yeah.
I can't believe how Bella just moves on with her life after this.
She's like, okay.
Maybe she's better than I, but I think that would ruin my whole fucking day.
And I wrote in the notes, I was like, she's so in love with the damn fucking third wife. It's all she can see. And it's all that she can understand. She can't even think of another way out of the situation because she just wants to be the damn third wife so badly.
Yeah, she really wants to help, but it's like she wants to sacrifice on their behalf. And Edward knows that she wants to do that, and he tries to go out of his way to keep her from getting involved, but she still wheedles her way in there.
Yeah.
But I do think, I said it before, but I think this whole scene when Riley and Victoria come up to the tent and they find them, even that's better in the movie. There's so much going on in the movies that we get to see that you don't get to see in the books. And it's because in the books they're implied. And I know that they did it for the movie, so it'd be more interesting. But wow.
Yeah.
Also, and I know that Bryce Dallas Howard, did I say it right?
Yeah.
I know that she takes over for Rochelle in this movie. But at least they didn't give her Bernadette's voice from The Big Bang Theory. Because
that's how she's described.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And the audiobook tries her best to mimic that. And I'm like,
awful.
Yes.
Yeah. I just feel like Riley and Victoria come out of nowhere, and I hate that because even though there's stuff implied in the book, we should have seen a scene of them at some point.
Yes.
Instead of it just being, oh no, there's an army growing somewhere in the middle of Seattle. I don't know what I'm going to do about that.
Wonder who's doing it.
It feels like it's Bella Edward conversations. And then, fuck, I'm at the end of the book. Okay, let me just put this in here.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Add in a couple of Bella Jacob conversations in there. Maybe a punch or two.
Yeah.
But Edward, like Victoria says, he loves playing mind games. And so he messes with Riley, he messes with Victoria. He tells Riley, she doesn't love you. Why do you think that she loves you? Clearly, that's not what's going on.
But also, for real, why would he think that she loves him?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. He also fucks with Victoria by saying, like, don't run now. You won't get another really good chance. I know that you're good at running, but I think this time is your only good chance to get everyone you want in one place. And that's why James really loved you, because you were talented, not because he loved you for who you are, which is actually so devious of him.
Yeah, because James isn't there to defend himself, fucking with her memory of him.
I gotta hand it to him, though.
But this was what I wanted to know. I would just like somebody to explain to me why Victoria is so scary. Why is she a 3-book series villain? How is she scary? Because I just didn't feel it.
She's not.
She's a pain in the ass.
She's not. James was kind of a little bit more scary, at least.
Her biggest flex is that she can survive.
Yeah, and
she's
feel
good
like
at
they should
running
have done
away.
the opposite. They should have killed Victoria in the first one, and then James survived to come after her.
That would have been way smarter, actually.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and then during this fight, we've got Bella continuing to underestimate everybody.
But if you notice, going back to that comment, Christy, a lot of the evil people in Smyer's books are
Women.
girls.
Yeah,
women. And
I noticed that.
And of course, there are evil characters that are men. Like, I mean, Arrow is the head of Volturi, and he's a man. But I'm willing to bet he's only a man because he's the head of the Volturi.
Right.
Yeah, and he's
the scary one of the Volturi.
He's not scary.
Exactly. The scary one of the Volturi is Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we have Victoria, and then we also have, what is Jasper's creator? Maria. Yeah.
Oh my God. Now it's like, what is that? Sound of Music? Like the little Maria character?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think she's, actually described a little bit the same, but.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think about that. I know that you can't rely on people's biases for gendered villains always, but sometimes I'm like, why is this character a woman? You know what I mean? Or why is this character a man?
I also put in there, it's Leah who is the one who gets all arrogant and then fucks up and has to be rescued.
Right. Of course it's Leah, which that doesn't sound like something Leah would do, in my opinion, but
no.
Yeah.
It sounds like something Jacob would do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jacob, or what's the other one that goes off and he gets all upset really? Paul, is that okay?
Yeah, Paul. Yes. It sounds like something Paul would do, but of course it's not Paul.
Nope.
No, the only female werewolf has to be rescued from herself.
Although I did fucking laugh my ass off how Adam's family it was when Riley's arm is inching its way back to him. I was like, it's Sing.
Can I just say, I love how Seth, that brave little guy, is just tearing Riley to pieces.
Yes.
You go, little dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's so proud of himself.
So
Love
I know
Seth.
we talked about this a little bit last episode, but I have a question. If they're not, if all the pieces aren't burned, is that vampire still alive?
I guess. Sort of,
I had
yeah.
the same question. Yes. But can they feel? Like if the arms are in different places, do they each have like a feeling, like they know where they're at? They can see and they can feel and...
Because that arm clearly knows to turn around and go back.
Right.
I don't know. I'm assuming that if we're going by the logic of the books, if there's a piece left, then that vampire is still someone alive, but it doesn't make sense logically.
Also, I kind of brought this up with Christy last weekend,
Okay.
but I was like, so they can't ever have haircuts.
Right.
So if they wanted to get a haircut, could they just chop their hair off and then keep the hair and then reattach it when they want their hair to get longer?
That's assuming that it will look good when you reattach it. Because, I mean, at that point, you might as well wear a wig.
Your face is like, why am I answering this question?
No, for real. I'm like, girl, what?
I was just like, so if you can cut off somebody's arm and just reattach it, like you should be able to get a haircut and then just reattach your hair.
But are you talking about like gluing it on or like the follicles will open up and suck the hair back in?
I think it's like it reattaches itself, right?
Okay. In theory, I think you could cut off a chunk of hair and reattach it back. But doing like a haircut, I don't know if you'd be able to attach hair to hair, you know?
Why not?
I don't know.
I just want to cut off Jasper's hair.
What if their hair is hard like marble, so you can't cut it?
Yeah, I'd also thought about that. I was like, oh man, it might break the scissors, but
But I don't think she describes his hair as hard, so
she doesn't. But that's the thing. So if you really wanted to fuck with a vampire, then fuck with their
Cut
hair,
their hair
and be
off.
like, you're for eternity gonna look like a moron,
yeah, make him wear wigs.
right? Like give him like the cut down the middle.
Have you worn wigs? Will you wear wigs?
Oh,
When will you
man.
wear wigs? You guys seen that meme?
No.
The Elijah Wood meme from the behind the scenes of Lord of the Rings? Oh my god, you guys have neither of you have seen that?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, after this we're going to have to educate you both because that is hilarious. Okay, anyways. So they're tearing Riley to pieces, mostly Seth. Bella's watching in horror as she thinks that Seth is going to die, mostly Seth, not Edward. She's like, Edward's got this, it's fine.
Well, no, she's still worried about Edward. She's like, I can't tell.
She is, but it's not the same way that she thinks that Seth is gonna fucking die.
True.
But Edward says that Seth and the others are not the monster that she and James tracked across Siberia. And so what do we think that this means?
That they're not real werewolves.
Right. So Edward knows.
They're spirit animals.
Yeah, there's some kind of spirit wolf / shifter, not werewolf, in the normal sense, which to me should mean they shouldn't be natural enemies.
Mercy Thompson, and no, they shouldn't. Although they, according to the story, they manifested. Well, no, actually not.
That doesn't make sense because they manifested to be their enemies.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So they are legit werewolves. But yeah,
werewolves are
I don't know what that
generally
means.
controlled by the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and vampires always sparkle in other fucking stuff. So maybe
I mean,
in Stephanie
touche.
Meyer's world, the moon doesn't
Touche.
mean shit.
But that's a good point. So they are natural enemies, but just in a different way. But Seth rips Riley to pieces. Edward's playing this dancing game with Victoria. Seth fakes his death or fakes being knocked out. And then Bella gets this big idea that she's gonna cut her arm with a piece of rock to distract the vampires so that they won't hurt Seth or come for her. Which I'm like, girl, you're gonna literally draw them to you? What are you doing?
Also, you could just cut your finger. You just need a drop of blood. You don't
It doesn't
need to
have to
rip
be,
your
like-
whole damn arm open.
Do we not remember the blood typing scene? He took one sniff and was like, what the fuck?
Like,
Right.
yeah.
Plus, two, doesn't
And-
blood make her faint? So how?
Yeah,
Yes.
except for it didn't make her faint this time either.
Nope.
Hmm.
Just that one scene.
She just really wants to cut her skin open. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And long story short, they defeat Riley and Victoria. Edward rips her head off.
I wish I could
And-
see that.
And they come back together, and Seth is kind of pissed at Bella. And Edward's like, why
You
did
took
you
my
mess
win
up
away."
his win? Yeah. But he's still proud of himself because he's like, I was playing dead, obviously. But they're in the middle of burning the bodies, and something scares Seth. He gets worked up in the middle of the scene, and Edward falls to the ground because Seth starts howling, and Edward hears something really loudly in his head. I'm assuming everyone's thoughts all at once.
He can
And
probably
he starts
also
translating.
feel their grief.
Yeah. And so he starts translating that something has happened back at the pack, and that the Volturi are here, or they will be here very soon. And so Bella is worried about the pack, obviously, because Edward does not tell her what's going on, which he never does.
I was like, when is that man ever going to learn? Just tell her
Yeah.
what she needs to know. Not what you deem her need to knowing. Just tell her what she asks, because she's going to find out anyway. And you would
Yeah.
spend less time arguing about it if you just fucking be straight with her.
It's called communication. Communication is key. Like, my God.
Mm-hmm.
And so on the way down to the field where the big fight was, we find out that, like you said, Leah did something stupid, tried to kill a newborn by herself or something. And Jacob goes to help her, and a newborn gets its arms around him and squishes, because they're very strong, and breaks half the bones in his body, just like, rah! And then he's just down for the count.
And Bella passes out.
Because she's like, oh my God, Jacob! And then she's
in
out.
danger.
This is my fault. Ah! And then she just passes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she wakes up to Carlisle looking over her and them all talking about her. And she's like, huh?
I would have really liked it if Carlisle would have just stood over her and went, get up, bitch. It ain't that serious.
Carlisle would never.
He wouldn't, but just be like, you're being overly dramatic, girl. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, even for Jacob, like from here on out, her response to him, if he's like, oh, I'll protect you or something, dude, a baby took your ass out. Like a baby gave you a hug and nearly killed you. No.
Okay, but they're supposed to be
Yeah,
stronger.
How would his
He is
arms
super strong.
fit around? No, wait a minute. Are these, wait, how old were these? Because in my mind, I'm picturing like newborn infants.
No,
No,
they're
these-
like normal humans.
They can't make newborn infant vampires. Those are illegal.
Yeah, no, these are regular people that they've turned into vampires.
Just newborns.
Adult-ish
Okay. I don't know
size.
why. I thought it was like an army of babies.
Well, I mean, there's teenagers, but
No, like babies, like toddler diaper babies.
Did you read this? Girl.
I did, but oftentimes the story in my head will override the story that I read. Therefore, what I come up with at the end is not actually what they wrote.
It's just so funny.
I'm now picturing baby vampires crawling.
Just a horde of babies
Like
crawling from Seattle to Forks, Washington, as in an army.
That's why I was
Jake-
like, I can't see him getting hurt that bad by little babies.
You were like,
maybe
how?
some, you know,
Physically.
And
It
when
doesn't
Jane
make
gets
sense.
there, she's like, oh, you defeated 20 baby vampires? How could you? That's so impressive.
No, they're all adult or fully grown humans, I think. Teen to adult age vampires, and they're called newborns because they're like freshly turned.
Okay.
But they're super strong when they're freshly turned, which is why you got to be careful when you fight them.
That image of
My
newborn
bad, Jacob.
babies, an army of newborn babies is going to be in my head for quite some time now. Thanks.
In fact, it turns out that they picked up a straggler in that group, which is
Bree
a
Tanner.
young girl. Yep. A young girl named Bree, and she's maybe 15-ish.
Did y'all ever
And-
read that novella?
No.
Me neither. I
Should
thought
we
about
read
it. I thought about it. I have the audiobook, but I went to open it and then I was like, no.
You're like, I've already read enough.
Like, it's not important enough.
Don't know if there's much we're missing. It's like a novella.
Yeah.
But she agrees to sort of work with Carlisle and try not to kill humans because she doesn't want to fight. And so Carlisle agrees to take her in. But when the Volturi guards show up with Jane and Felix at the forefront, they decide that Bree has already committed the atrocities, that she's already committed the sins, and that she has to die.
Which, to my point, what sins did she create
Right.
or do? She bit humans. She bit them and killed them.
But so does every other newborn, including the Cullens.
Including the Volturi.
Including
and-
the Volturi, yeah.
Yeah.
So what? Her sin was being a part of the army?
Yes, against her will.
Which is bullshit. Which I
Joy.
actually judged the Cullens for not. And I get
They had to protect their own.
they didn't have to protect their own, they would die, but I still judge them for not standing up for her against them to say no. But
They tried.
sort
they
of.
They made an attempt.
Sort of. But then they were like, as you wish. And I was like, wow, you fucking like dickless cowards. No.
Yeah.
Oh, also to that extent, because I was about to say something about the wolves, but there's a line in there that, and I think it's Edward, that says a wolf isn't a species the Volturi are familiar with.
No,
The wolf?
the Quiu tribe specifically, because they're not werewolves, they're not real werewolves. The Volturi have never seen this type of wolf.
Okay, now that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is, it's only said in passing like 2 or 3 times in this section. Never before that. Or I don't remember really much after that.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
They do mention it in the final battle of Breaking Dawn.
Okay. Well, so glad she mentioned that for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it'll have some kind of bearing on future books. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, I mean, I guess technically it did have a little bit of bearing on that final battle because Aro's like, you aligned yourself with our natural enemies, and Edward's like, look again, they're not actually the natural enemies you think they are.
But they are their natural enemy.
Right.
As we just discussed.
Yeah. But
anyway.
they, like, supposedly if they worked with the werewolves, then it would be against the law or something, and yet, so since they're not actual werewolves, it's not an actual break of the law. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've read it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Same.
makes no sense.
yeah.
Because they were
No.
literally created to kill vampires.
Yeah, I agree.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
But
I was just going to say my weekly Stray Kids plug that when Felix and Jane showed up, why the fuck did he have to wink? Because now I'm really picturing Felix.
yeah, why is he like flirty? Why is he
Like,
winking
what?
at us?
What?
Hello, Felix. Okay.
Brittany's going to be like Team Volturi.
Oh,
Team Felix.
Team Felix.
Team Felix. As long as it's Stray Kids Felix and not this bitch ass motherfucker. But
But after this battle has been, after the battle's over, the Volturi do give a final warning to Edward and Bella, like, oh, we noticed you're still not a vampire. Caius is going to want to hear about that. So
the
they
date
obviously
is set,
are nervous
bitch.
about that. The data's set. That's what Alice says, I think.
Yeah.
Like, the data's set. It sounds so, I don't know, formal.
We'll visit
Dramatic.
you.
But they get back to normality, I guess. Sort of the normal world. And Alice is like, you're going to have to go and be normal and talk to Charlie and pretend nothing like this ever happened so that you can protect him. And I do have to say, good on Alice for that, even though it isn't, we ragged on her before. She's right about this, though. But they basically tell Bella that apparently Jacob is hurt. And so when she gets back to Charlie, he says that he saw Jacob come in with the injury. And he's like, that boy was cussing up a storm.
Drowned out the wolf sounds.
Yeah, so he says, it was so weird. Because, I was out fishing with Billy, and he was just kind of distant the whole day. And then we're on the boat, and then all of a sudden, all these wolves keep howling, and Billy turns us around and just heads back to the house. All of a sudden, he has to watch the game. And then we're back at the house.
The game that's in 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's live.
Back at the house, and the wolves are still howling. And then Jacob comes in cussing up a storm, and he drowns out the wolves howling. And I'm like, Billy was so weird.
Yeah.
Like, Charlie, put some things together, buddy.
Yeah.
Have a brain thought. You're almost there.
He can't work a microwave, though, remember?
He could before Bella came along. I swear she makes him stupider.
Yeah.
Apparently that works on every guy she's around.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I will say, imagining Jacob cussing up a storm is very funny to me. Like, I wish we got more cuss words in these books. I don't want them to be PG-13. Somebody give me an explicit Twilight. I need that.
Yeah. Because I don't think that when they talk cussing up a storm, he's probably yelling out, shut the front door or something.
Well, apparently he cursed God's name. And that was mentioned.
Oh. So, like, he's
put God's name in vain.
He's like, okay, so when I was
God
younger,
damn it.
my taking God's name in vain was me going, Jesus.
Yeah.
Or,
Uh-oh.
I know, right? Or I could say, oh, Lord. And I would get in trouble for that, too.
Yeah,
how? Because every Southern church lady is like, my Lord, or something.
My Lord.
Because I was saying it in vain.
How do they know? They don't know the context within which you meant it.
It was in the middle of Walmart, so that's the time I remember very specifically being yelled at.
You could have been having a Walmart prayer moment.
Oh my God. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, Christy, that it's happened in Walmart.
A spontaneous Walmart prayer event.
A moment with God in Walmart.
Exactly. It happens.
A moment of prayer. And if you bring Jesus with you, you will always have a church, a community with you.
Where two or three are gathered in my name, I will be there. And so
aisle 5.
There's
in Jesus' name, amen. In Jesus' name.
There's 5 people in my family, so there were more than 2 or 3.
There you go.
Blessed is the blood.
We're going to hell.
We are going to hell. Listen, we can make fun of our own families.
Oh, man. Oh. What is not the Bible story? I don't remember a Bible story. In your notes, Lily, you wrote not the Bible story.
Oh.
Speaking of the good Lord.
Wait, we're not there yet. So she goes to visit Jacob, and I'm going to have to pull it up because I don't even remember that. Let's see. I can't remember their names.
Bella and Jacob.
Christy.
So funny.
Bella and Jacob.
That was very informative. Yes, thank you.
No, he makes reference in the book to a Bible story, and I was like, of course she included that in here, but I can't remember the names of the two. Oh, you know that story in the Bible? Here it is.
Yeah, the one where they split the baby.
I dog-eared this page because I had a feeling I'd have to talk about it.
They split the baby, I remember.
Oh,
Yeah. King Solomon's story.
Yeah.
I don't know how I could forget King Solomon, but I did. He's like, you know that story in the Bible, the one with the king and the two women fighting over the baby? Sure, King Solomon. That's right, King Solomon. And he said, cut the kid in half. And then he's like, I'm not going to cut you in half anymore, Bella. Wow, thank you so much, Jacob, for making that sacrifice.
I know, right?
So he's always attracted to babies.
Oh my God.
Right? In the story, it was a baby.
Jacob and Bella. Oh my goodness.
I would feel more, grammar's gonna suck right here, better about Jacob if he came up with this idea on his own, but he literally listened to Edward be like, yes, I would give up being with her if it made her happy. And then after the fight, after he pulled all that shit, he's like, I'm gonna be the one who's noble enough to let you go. Love me, love me, love me. But I'm being noble enough to let you go.
I guess I didn't really think about that. I mean, for context for the listeners, if they don't remember, this scene is Bella. She comes to visit Jacob when he's hurt because she's worried about him, but she knows she's also going to have to basically break up with him. And he knows that too as soon as she walks in. And they have this sort of mature conversation. And I didn't really think of it that way, Brittany. Like, I guess you're kind of right that it's not until after Edward pulls it that he's like, well, I guess I can be the bigger person.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, Edward's better at manipulating than you are, or than I am.
Oh, that cracked me up
yes.
when he was so upset about Edward not being angry about the kiss.
Yes.
He was like, he wasn't angry? Damn. Like,
I was really counting on that anger so that you would, be scared of him and then come crying to me.
Also, how about the fact that she's like, but you should be more upset with me. I want you to be angry with me. And Edward won't be angry with me. And he's like, you really want me to like work you over? And work you over. And she's like, yes. And then he's like, he fake gets angry with her, which I thought was kind of cute in a way.
It is kind of cute. I'll give him that. It is kind of cute.
Because it's more like old Jacob. It's very much like, how dare you, Bella? I'm, bantery as opposed to like...
I miss that.
I don't know. Me too. But anyway, so they come to an agreement that they are going to be friends. And he says maybe it's just going to have to be from a long distance. And she's very sad about that.
And she's like, whatever girl he ends up with, she's not going to be worthy of him.
Worthy of the guy that got caught taken down by an excessive hug? No.
Mega hug.
Like, that Stephanie Meyer was already planning the baby apocalypse.
Absolutely.
I like that she says her daughter's not worth it, though. That's awesome.
I know, right? Like,
Rumpelstiltskin was percolating in her mind. I know it. I just fucking know it.
But then he says, I'll be waiting in the wings. So if Edward died, would Jacob leave Renfro to be with Bella?
I feel like Bella would kill herself the way the way Edward tried to kill himself if Edward dies. So.
I don't think so. I think she'd wake up the next morning and go, my God, I have choices again.
Yeah, maybe.
This is life. Yes.
I would want that for Bella, but I don't know what she would do.
She's overly dramatic. That's her entire human life.
Yeah.
She could go through a stump grinder that exited out into a fire, though.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying,
crazy.
Right? But it would work.
Yeah, it would.
Would she feel
I'm sorry.
That? Why would you do that to yourself?
She's got to go out somehow, man.
Sorry.
But going back to the book, let's go ahead and wrap this up. So she makes her decision. Everybody knows that that's what she's going to do. Even though she already technically made her decision, everyone knows that she's going to have this conversation with Jacob to basically be like, you have to stop. And So she gets back to the Cullens. Edward picks her up because she stops in the middle of the road while she's driving home, and she just starts crying. And then she can't drive anymore. So Edward comes and gets her, and they go back to the Cullens' house, where she essentially tells Alice, okay, you have somewhat free reign on my wedding. I have 3 limitations, but otherwise you get to do whatever the fuck you want. And Alice is just so happy.
August 13th is such an arbitrary date.
It's a month before her 19th birthday. That's why.
I mean, I get that, but also it's my brother's birthday, so it's just such an arbitrary date.
I see. What are her 3 limitations again?
It has to be before August 13th.
And also she has the say over the guest list. And what's the other one? She can't go too overboard? Is that what the other one is? I can't remember.
I honestly couldn't have cared less about this chapter.
Honestly, same. I'm going to find it real quick just so we've done our research. She says, you have a few limitations, and Alice repeats it back to her because she's already seen it. And she says, I only have until August 13th at the latest. You have veto power on the guest list, and if I go overboard on anything, you'll never speak to me again. So it was those 3.
So really just 2 then, because no matter how overboard she goes, she at some point would speak to Alice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I do love that she's like, well, at this point, Edward's like, okay, I changed my mind. We don't have to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that part.
I was like, okay, make up your fucking mind. Either you want it or you don't. Enough with the sacrificial bullshit. She's accepted it. Does your relationship only work if y'all are butting heads?
They are constantly arguing over something in the mildest way. Because that is the thing about Bella and Edward, is they are so mild. I was telling Johan this because when I was rereading the scenes with Jacob in this section that are definitely problematic, I was just thinking to myself how much I love problematic characters and how I just tend to find them more interesting and they tend to be my favorites. And I was thinking to myself, am I the problem? Is it me? Because no. Don't get me wrong.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Don't get me wrong. Edward's great sometimes. And sometimes I get it. But Jacob is so much more interesting. Yes, he's got his problems, but at least you would never be bored. With Edward, I would be so fucking bored.
Bored out of my freaking mind.
Yeah. And I know this is so toxic of me. It's so toxic of me. But I was like, I'd kind of rather fight with Jacob than just live a boring existence with Edward.
No. I mean, I'm right there with you. I would
ignoring the fact that he assaults her, right?
I'd rather say fuck you to everybody, but
yeah. But I was reminded of how I always like such problematic characters, and I was just like, is it me? Am I the problem?
No,
I just like,
you need excitement in a relationship. It cannot be boring.
Yeah, no, it can't for me, at least. I cannot do that. I need somebody shaking things up from time to time. But anyways, back to the book. Alice gets her way. Yeah. One thing I didn't like about the last chapter was Charlie kind of being a little harsh on Bella for telling Jacob how she feels. And he's like, you couldn't have done it at another time, which I guess is accurate, but he also kind of forced her hand to do it at that time. He's been, so pushy this whole time that, like, she probably felt like, I gotta do it now or never.
Yeah.
Because after that kiss, he could get the wrong idea. I don't know.
Charlie was definitely...
He already has the wrong idea.
Team Jacob all the way, and he did not hide his feelings about it.
Yeah.
And it was kind of gross. He should have been Team Bella.
I agree.
Yep.
But I do think it was funny. They were like, she was like, okay, we have to do the most dangerous thing we've done all day and go tell my dad we're getting married.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I could have told my dad that at 18.
The guy that proposed to me, he asked my dad's permission before he left for the army. Or Air Force. And I will, like, my dad knows better than to be like, yeah, sure, I give you permission. It was, you make my daughter happy, then you have my blessing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when I told my dad he proposed, my dad actually thought we were engaged for 2 years before. I was like, no, I said no to that motherfucker.
That's really funny that your dad had no idea.
Yeah, no, I'm engaged, not talking about a wedding at all, have no ring whatsoever. It's fine.
So we end our episode with the epilogue where we get a scene from Jacob's perspective.
Again, I just don't see the big deal about the wedding.
Yeah.
She's gonna turn into a vampire.
Yeah.
Literally to be with this guy for the rest of her existence. Not even just her life, her existence. And I know it's marriage is sacred for Stephanie Myers and whatnot, but
yeah, I'm sure that that's a lot of it is that, Stephanie Meyer considers marriage to be a big fucking deal. So I'm sure that that's some of it seeping into Jacob. I think it's also just he's coming to terms with the fact that this is really over for him.
But it's not.
Shockingly, it's not, though.
Unfortunately, it's not.
And also, Leah comes and, pokes at him and is like, hey, man, it's over. Let it go. And he's like, leave me alone, big angry wolf.
Like, you leave Sam alone and we don't have to listen to your fantasies and woes and blah, blah, blah.
Vastly different situation.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, no. Her situation is absolutely fucked up.
So much worse because her and Sam were in a very committed relationship.
Yeah, and that's a kind of bullshit thing, too, is that Jacob kind of nailed her for how she's acting over it.
Yeah.
When, again, like you said, she and Sam were together. They actually had a real relationship. And Jacob had none of that shit with Bella. And now he's acting like a complete brat and thinks that's fine to act that way. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And he was a complete dick to her. And she doesn't have any control over the fact that they all feel her emotions and see her thoughts. And she didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she has to watch Sam and Emily be together in his mind constantly.
Yeah.
So imagine that hell.
This is what nightmares are made of.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Jacob would go nuts if he saw inside Edward's mind.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Though he wasn't too shy about showing Edward his.
No, he wasn't. But any other thoughts on this chapter or section of the book? We finished Eclipse.
Yay.
One more book to go.
Yup.
Yeah. One more book and we'll be done, which is kind of crazy. But our Twilight era is almost over. So if anybody has any recommendations for the next series, please send us your recommendations. Leave a comment on Spotify. Leave a comment on YouTube. Message us. We want to hear from you guys. So
yes.
Instagram, Threads.
But otherwise, we'll end it there, and we hope that everyone joins us for the next episode. We'll be discussing Book 4, Breaking Dawn, chapters 1 through 7. New episodes drop each week, and don't forget to check out last season's discussion on the Empyrean series, available now.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. That like and follow are super important for us to continue to bring you new episodes each week, so please, please, please do so. You can also support us by joining us on Patreon. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Happy reading, listeners. Don't stay up too late.